Oh, Canon. Canon, 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 Canon. Dear Canon, why did you do it? We were hoping. We were just hoping. Just a little bit of respect. It's all we ask for. But oh. So, the Canon RP or Canon EOS-rp review is out. Dan Watson made it quick, not a quick, he had the camera for some time now. He's reviewed video and photos, and I'm gonna talk about it. Why I just think Canon should have just pushed it a little further for this camera. Because if Sony is doing it, and Fuji is doing it, Panasonic is doing it, even Olympics is doing it, why can't Canon push forward just a little bit further? If you're a landscape photographer or wildlife photographer, this is not the camera. The diameter range on this camera is just completely not going to suit your needs. Now, if you're a street photographer, maybe a portrait photographer, even portrait photographers are going to be looking for it, looking for something a little bit more with dynamic range because they want the details like eyes, facial expressions. I just feel like Canon reused the 60 Mark II sensor and put it in this particular camera, which they did, which I think that was the biggest mistake they could have done. Now, I'm not going to talk all bad about the camera because Dan Watson, the Watsons entirely, you can check out their video. They did clarify some things about how good the camera can be for photos, but for videos, it's just not cutting edge. For one, you're not able to shoot 24 frames per second? Are you kidding me, Canon? Like, that should be standard on all cameras. Actually, that is the standard for all cameras. 24 frames. But, like I said in my last two videos about Canon, why are Canon releasing these specs information out to the public before it's released? And without telling us, is that 4K 30 frames per second going to be a crop factor at 1.7 times? It's not a 1.5. A lot of people keep saying 1.5. Guys, if you ever shot Canon, you already know it's always has been with Canon 1.7 crop. Okay? So, video features just lack in a lot of departments. ISO performance kind of just lacks too. Now, I'm going to go back to my previous video when I said that I'm going to give it about 12,800, but I was wrong. It's actually even lower than that. It starts to fall off at 3,200. At 6,400, you just see the details just get washed out, and it's not really usable. So, like I said, guys, this is a, hey, let's take the 60 Mark II sensor and just put it into the EOS. That's how they pronounce it, EOS. And it's a methodology about the EOS, why Canon went with the EOS brand. Many people pronounce it differently, but it's EOS-rp, not EOS. It's EOS-rp. But anyway, I'm just disappointed, Canon. I wanted you to take a shit on Sony so bad, but you're not doing it. Now, keep in mind, if Sony is doing this with the A7 III, saying their A7 III is an entry level camera, but it comes with all these video specs, why can't you do the exact same thing with this camera, just to be on par with Sony and Nikon and Panasonic and Olympics and Fuji? The X-T3 is much better than the freaking Canon EOS-rp. I'm just going to tell you right now, when it comes down to purchase buy, I'm going to purchase the Fuji X-T3 over the Canon EOS-rp. Even though the RP is actually attended, and Canon keeps saying this, and I'm not going to sorry, I'm kind of upset about it because I was hoping that Canon really pushed the envelope on this one, but they didn't. They really didn't. It makes me want to punch them in the face because they're not being competitive. They're not even trying. It's like they gave up hope. It's like, oh, it's just, and I didn't I say this in the first video about this camera, that I hope it's not a refurbish of the 60 Mark II. And that why is it that my judgment is better than Canon's for some reason? I just feel like Canon is not listening. So Canon, and I'm sorry Canon shooters and Canon fanboys, this is not a bash video. This is just to let Canon know you didn't push the envelope. You refused to push the envelope for some weird reason that you decided to hold back once again. I'm just not satisfied with that. Oh yes, you gave us mini HDMI, you gave us all the ports that we need to shoot with video, which video on the camera shoots great. Check out the Watson's review on the camera and you'll see. So just go to the Watson's channel, Dan Watson. Him and his wife did a really nice review on the camera. It's right here, the Canon EOS-rp review. And don't get me wrong, it's a great camera for photos, because I'm going to talk about that in a second. It's a great camera for the photos. Go check it out, guys. But before that, go to my website 646studios.com. I have tutorials on photography and my portfolios, and as you've been aware, I've been tweaking my website a little bit more compatible for mobile and web desktop. And if you guys want to contribute to what I do as a travel photographer, there's a donation PayPal right there on the bottom. You don't need a PayPal account to donate. I also got a Twitter account, and I also got an Instagram. And I just want you guys to know you can follow me on Instagram anytime. But let's talk about the Canon. Why Canon is holding back? Is there a reason, Canon, that you're holding back on this one? Is there some type of methodology why you don't want to be competitive anymore? Because this doesn't seem competitive. You said this camera is for soccer moms, the everyday average shooter that is not a professional. But in theory, if you think about the concept of why people are interested in cameras, because they want to learn how to use a camera. Doesn't care if it's about photos or video specs. And that's where you miss the point out on the community. You miss the point what the community is trying to tell you. They are looking for a camera just like the Sony a7 III, but from you, Canon, but be reasonable with the price. $1,300 for this camera, it seems a little bit, I think not, I can't look for the words for it. I don't think it's right to ask for a refurbish of the same sensor but mirrorless. To be honest, I just don't think it's plausible, in my opinion. You guys may have a different opinion on it, but I just think that Canon needed to really step it up this time. I know they're trying to complete a lineup of cameras, but this is not how you do it for 2019. Sony is not doing that. Fuji is not doing that. Panasonic is definitely not doing that. And Olympics is definitely not doing that, even though a lot of people don't like Micro Four Thirds, and a lot of people say Micro Four Thirds is dead, but there's a lot of Micro Four Thirds shooters out there because they are sports and wildlife shooters. So you gotta think about, if you're a sports shooter and wildlife photographer, a crop sensor is going to really do you nicely, especially with the telephoto lens. You get that extra focal length, because like I said, when I put micro lenses on a crop sensor, full frame micro lenses on a full frame sensor, that focal length changes to 135. So think about putting a telephoto lens on a Micro Four Thirds. So you got to think about that. But anyway, Canon, you have great lenses lined up. Oh my god, beautiful. I like the compact 70-200, but some people say they might have an extension that sticks out, and people may be afraid of dust and water getting inside that extension. That could be possible, but if it's not, then again, I'm not even going to talk about the lens. I'm talking about the body, because the body is more important. Now, lenses is going to be reasonable priced from Canon, But to me, I just think Canon needed to really push it, and they didn't push it like I wanted them to push it. They decided to hold back, like this is a joke. And I really don't think Canon should have took this as a, like, oh yeah, a soccer mom entry level camera. That's an insult. Like, this is not the Rebel series. This is the EOS-R series. You're supposed to step up your fucking game. Seriously. I don't want to like make people angry, but I'm angry because as a photographer that loves to shoot with any camera, you bring it on, I shoot with it. I just feel like Canon should have just did better. Honestly, that's all. But I'm having difficulties here with my webcam. Apparently. Oh my! Did my webcam just froze? Yeah, it did. Okay, guys. Ooh, look at that. Look what's happening. Right on the live stream. Whoa. But anyway, guys, I can't unfreeze it for some apparent reason. Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna have to end the live stream, but I just wanted to inform you guys that I'm not very happy with the EOS EOS-rp. But with that said, everyone, this is the Panda Photographer. Thank you for watching this short live stream. I don't want to rant any longer, but how do you feel, Canon shooters, about this situation? Do you feel that Canon didn't respond to your requests as a family, as a community? Because I know some of you out there are looking for answers. Like, the video features kind of lack, no 24 frames per second, and you shoot 4K 30 frames, but it still crops. What's up with that? Just like, and by the way, did you do IS stabilization? It was said that you might want to disable that and just have the lens with the IS stabilization on the lens do more of the stabilization, because it's kind of wonky. I knew that was going to happen. I said that in my last video about it. But with that said, everyone, this is the Panda Photographer. Eat, sleep, photography, videography, and repeat. You guys want to support, subscribe, like, share, please hit the PayPal donation button, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.